Hello everyone. On this channel, I feel that information about what is happening in China is often not correctly conveyed to countries other than China, so I will be disseminating the information I have gathered in English. I'm getting information from multiple media, so I'd be happy if you could comment on the content of the video. Also, English is not my native language, so I use an AI speaker to create the voice to convey the information correctly. I'm very happy that it seems that everyone's eyes are on it little by little. As the world situation becomes unstable, I feel frustrated that information about the economic superpowers is not properly disseminated overseas. Not all of my information is correct, but I'm happy to hear that there is such information. This time I will explain that China is waging a modern opium war against the United States. This is one of the issues in the US-China relationship that is not very well recognized in Japan. During the Trump administration, a large amount of drugs were sent to the United States from China. And many Americans die because of that drug. It seems that the Trump administration has demanded that Xi Jinping regulate the export of drugs. At the same time, the US side also strengthened its crackdown on smuggling. That drug is fentanyl. It is a name that is not often heard in Japan, but it is a big problem in the United States. It is also a problem for America itself. I'm talking about America's problems. Pain control is a very big issue in the American Medical Association. Although there are intentions by pharmaceutical companies and others, it is natural to use drugs as anesthesia for pain control. When it comes to pain relief in Japan, drugs collectively called NSAIDs are generally used, but in the United States, drugs called opioids have come to be used. Opioids are drugs that act like heroin. By the way, some NSAIDs drugs are available without a prescription. Although it is basically a safe drug, it has side effects such as strong irritation to the gastrointestinal tract. Since some Americans suffered considerable gastrointestinal damage due to the side effects of these drugs, there was a growing movement to control pain with more powerful controlled drugs, such as opioid drugs. Opioid pain relievers have more problematic side effects than traditional pain relievers. That's what it means to be dependent. Opioids not only stop the pain, they also make you feel euphoric and happy. It is so powerful that some people become addicted after a single dose. There are cases in which patients who were using it for pain control are now taking it for euphoria regardless of pain. In other words, people who used opioids for rational and legal reasons have become addicted to them and use them illicitly. Another problem is that one of the side effects of opioid drugs is respiratory depression. Taking too much medicine can stop breathing and cause death. This phenomenon is seen as a problem in the United States, and how to deter the abuse of opioid drugs is a problem. Countermeasures are underway, such as the development of a method of making a drug that does not increase the blood concentration even if the prescribed drug is crushed and swallowed at once. However, once a person has become dependent on drugs, they will want the drug even if it is illegal. If there is demand, there will be people who will supply it. There is an influx of opioid drugs into the drug distribution network. Although it is possible to regulate the acquisition of opioid drugs through legal means, it will be difficult for the government to take countermeasures if the number of people who acquire opioid drugs through illegal means increases. Fentanyl is used in opioid drugs. Fentanyl is a powerful drug that is relatively easy to synthesize. Therefore, it is easy to be supplied through illegal routes. Due to the effect of respiratory depression that I mentioned earlier, even a small amount may reach a lethal dose. During the Trump administration, there were many deaths from fentanyl from China, so the Chinese side also demanded that it be regulated. Drugs sent from China to the United States are sent by mail. Since it is mail, it is not possible to stop everything. Even censorship has its limits. Although it is said that the supply has decreased after making a request, the problem of fentanyl has been raised again in the United States. This time it is said to be an influx from Mexico instead of mail. Since Mexico and the United States are connected by land, it is said that about 200,000 vehicles come and go every day. We can't block everything, so it's been smuggled from Mexico. It is not the case that this smuggled drug was manufactured in Mexico. Fentanyl manufactured in China is believed to be entering the United States via Mexico. Originally, Mexican organizations have had sales routes in the United States for some time, so they are also smuggling. Although the Chinese Communist Party hides its direct relationship, it is believed that the drug is being spread with clear intentions. The Chinese Communist Party has a section that uses it as a diplomatic card. The current situation is that it is difficult to regulate Mexico. The power of Mexico's drug crime syndicates is so strong that even the Mexican government can't hold it down. If a Mexican organization and a Chinese organization form a tag, it will not be possible to take countermeasures. The Chinese Communist Party seems to understand this. In this way, the Chinese Communist Party is trying to increase pressure on the United States to extract information and advance negotiations. However, this method is not the policy that modern nations do, but the same theory as the mafia. If you commit an illegal act and you want it to stop, you can pay the price, so it is a method that can be used repeatedly, so it is the same as intimidation. Therefore, since the United States cannot accept the demands of the Chinese Communist Party, it will not be possible to stop the influx of drugs through Mexico in the future. That's all for now. See you next time.